Last week, Blake Austin walked out on me and cancelled our match. Well, he thinks that he is clever, but I can see clearly why he cancelled the match. Because now he doesn't have to face me after I relinquished the title and gave up my rights to the other world title. Well, don't be mistaken, Blake. I have waited 2 years for this dream match, and you guys have waited too long for it too. And I am not letting anything help slip this away. Blake, you coward, listen up and listen good. You can run all you want, but you know you can't take this match off the card. You're in too deep now, and you're just going to start a riot. If not by the Wolfpack, then by the fans, Blake. So you got 5 weeks to change your mind, and like last time, I'll help make it an easy choice for you. And as for Bolton, I'm sorry, bud, but I'm angry now, and so tomorrow night, I'm going to have to take it out on you at Final Countdown. You want to prove that you're a main eventer? Then fine, you can try, but I will destroy you. And when I do, I will send a message to Blake Austin that this is not over.
Shut up and sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darren Jacobs and welcome, finally, to the Go Home show for the Final Countdown pay-per-view, which will be, of course, this Sunday, and the final pay-per-view before we get to the closing pay-per-view of season number 1 and the biggest one of them all, Insomnia. I am looking forward to this great Go Home show. Everybody always assumes since it's a Go Home show, we're not going to put on a great display for you, but here at WIW, we never fail to make a good show for a pre-show. I'm not quite sure where I was going with that. Excuse me, still a little under the weather. But first out tonight is Brooke Danger in her official #1 contenders matchup for the Fight Night Women's Championship at Final Countdown. She made it very clear from the moment that she stepped back into a WIW ring, she was here, and she was here for women's gold. She spent obviously some time away from WIW, focusing in on her UFC career. But now she is back after winning the UFC Women's Championship and retiring from the sport. Well, unofficially retiring from the sport at the very least. But Brooke Danger, now coming back to get herself a #1 contendership shot. She's got one match to do that, and she's got to do it here tonight. But the champion's already made it clear that she knows about the threat that Brooke Danger brings and is ready for her, and that's exactly why she jumped her last week. But Brooke Danger making it clear she doesn't care for what the threat may be. She's ready to take on any comers. Well, tonight, she has to prove it against someone else. The last person, in fact, to actually beat the champion inside that ring. And it is Vikki Valentine, who, of course, beat Laura Stables the night that the debut of Brooke Danger began. And so tonight, this is a huge opportunity for Vikki Valentine, because should she win here tonight, she finally gets that shot she's been looking for at the Fight Night Women's Championship. A huge opportunity for Vikki Valentine, someone who has struggled to get herself that last step to a championship attempt. And unfortunately, it just hasn't been that way for Vikki Valentine for a long time. But tonight, she finally gets her opportunity to go and face for the Fight Night Women's Championship. She's beaten the champion once before. In fact, this very month, she's beaten her already. And now, one of these two will get the chance to do that again, this time for the Fight Night Women's Championship. Bell rings, and away we go. Look at Vikki Valentine, not going to waste any time here. Beautiful double underhook suplex there. And of course, we saw the week before Violet, the Women's Battle Royal winner, going up against Brooke Danger in her in-ring debut on Friday Fight Night. Of course, remember, she was from the trial era, so she'd never been in this particular setting before. She'd never really faced this level of competition either. The women's division back in the trial era was not something to marvel at, I will say the very least. It was a very small roster, full with fantastic warriors, that has to be said. But it never really lived up to the hype That is fair to say, as this women's division have. When you have women running around like Laura Stables, both sides of her, of course, the Fight Night Women's Champion. Of course, you've got Haley Bowen and Sandra Piper beasting over on the Monday Night Mayhem brand. And then you have people here like Vikki Valentine, who has been probably the most active superstar of the entire division. And so, yeah, there's a lot of competition here in comparison to what there used to be. Brooke Danger's faced quite a few. She's faced former women's champion Shannon Austin. She's faced her before back in the trial era. Jade Cottrell she'll be familiar with. However, Jade Cottrell struggling to get ring time as of late due to, unfortunately, a poor couple of results. But for Jade Cottrell, we know she can reach those heights. She's been in the championship picture before. And I'm sure she'll try and get there again. The women's division is stacked, and it's time to see if Brooke Danger can live up to that height. Beautiful drop kick by Vikki Valentine. And Valentine's biggest problem, she struggles to end matches. She just doesn't really have that go-to move where she can wrap things up. So, of course, she has that beautiful knee strike from the corner position, but she just hasn't been able to turn that into success. A beautiful beautiful front kick there from Brooke Danger. And, of course, Brooke Danger back in her UFC days, very much a powerful striker, but right now being overwhelmed with the offense. Beautiful exploder, and into the cover off the exploder suplex, only going to get a 1. Remember, the winner will go and face Laura Stables, who've seen both sides of this month, both the lighter side and the darker one too. Oh, what a suplex! Beautiful arching suplex there by Brooke Danger. And the former UFC Women's Champion has definitely struggled to get out the gate here, but she's landed her offense well. But Vikki Valentine is in complete control right now, and there's no arguing otherwise. But Brooke Danger, we know, can take a punishment. She can take a beating. She's used to it, as is Vikki. I think she's becoming more and more tougher as time goes on, Vikki Valentine, because she's getting used to it now. She's getting used to taking the hits, and she is getting better and better every time we see her in the ring. It's only going to be a matter of time before she gets another crack at the Women's Champion. And tonight could be her night if she can just get past the champ right now, or the former UFC champ right now, in trouble here. There's a knee! There's the knee by Vikki Valentine. And now playing to the crowd instead of going for the cover. Questionable decision here from Vikki Valentine. Brooke Danger desperately trying to crawl back to her feet. I think Vikki was lining up for another knee. But I think Brooke Danger is okay. She's back to her feet. Oh, she's charging up behind her though. Oh, went for the knee from behind. Well sidestepped by Brooke. And now Brooke trying to fight out of the corner. And now can capitalize on her own. What's she doing here? What's she got in store? Oh, look at this. Is this a submission hold by Brooke Danger? Look at this. Very uncomfortable position there. Almost snapping the arms. Very unique hold there by Brooke Danger. Now all of a sudden on the comeback trail after Vikki Valentine really has got going here. Running haymaker in the corner. Massive strike by Brooke Danger. Oh, and now was lining up for that roundhouse kick that finished it off last week. She couldn't get it charged up. And she can't afford to use that as a distraction. Oh, she's going for this hold again. Puts her in such an uncomfortable position. Arms twisted in a handstand position. She even tries to break out of it, and she snaps her arms in half. Very unique hold there from Brooke Danger. She's going to go for the cover out of the haymaker and that twist. Only a 1 count. And Vikki Valentine showing her strength here, not wasting any time here to kick out. And now Brooke gets her back to her feet. She's charging up. Overhead kick. Beautiful. Beautiful roundhouse to the top of the skull. And that was enough to knock out Violet. Has it knocked out Valentine? 2 count. Only the 2 there from Brooke. And Brooke's face says it all. She thought she had that one in the bag, but hasn't really mounted much offense forward. I'm not surprised that it's only a 2. But what a display it's been from Vikki Valentine so far. Brooke Danger really not living up to the hype here. Oh, went for another exploder suplex. Very well countered there by Brooke Danger. And into a drop suplex of her own. And Brooke Danger has been away from the ring for a while, so it's fair enough if she does experience some ring rust, but she's shown her strength so far, and she's won a couple of matches, so I'm not sure why she's been off to such a slow start here. But now she's starting to get some offense in, back into the corner, looking for another running haymaker potentially. Oh no, spins her around. Oh, and a kick to the back and a strike right down on the chest. Such a powerful hitter. And that comes from years in the octagon. Into the cover. Is that going to be enough to get the job done? 2 count again. And Brooke, the sister of Chris Danger. I think I said the sister of Max Danger before. That was a mistake. Sister of Chris. It'd be Max's aunt, I guess. Oh, super kick. Just in case you didn't know that she was a danger. The super kick from out of nowhere. Beautiful strike by Brooke Danger. Remembering, of course, a lot on the line here. This is for a shot at the Fight Night Women's Championship at the final countdown tomorrow night. And I guess it puts Laura Stables in a position watching these two beat each other down here tonight, because neither one of them are giving an edge. Beautiful clotheslines here by Vikki Valentine, and a beautiful drop kick followed through. And now Vikki lining up for another knee. The second of the night. This could be enough to put away Brooke. Brooke's in trouble. Oh no, well sidestepped. Well sidestepped by Brooke Danger. She goes straight into the cover, hoping that's enough there to get the job done here on Vikki Valentine. Oh, 2 3/4. That was close. That nearly got the job done. But now Brooke trying to make sure the job is done. Charging up. Roundhouse kick again. Good night, Vikki Valentine. And Brooke Danger is going. No! She's not going anywhere just yet. Vikki Valentine kicks out again. A second kick out from Vikki Valentine out the roundhouse kick, which only was needed once to put away Violet, the Royal Rumble winner. Oh, and a massive elbow drop. And Vikki Valentine showing more heart tonight than I think she's shown in a long time. She sees the chance. This is going to be her best chance to capture the Fight Night Women's Championship right before the end of season number 1. If she loses tonight, the chances of her going to Insomnia remain very slim. But now tonight she can put away Brooke Danger for good right now. Looking for another running knee. Can she connect on the second attempt? Yes, she can. A second knee. Oh, but now she's not going for the cover. She's celebrating. Playing to the crowd, and that's not wise. Oh, I see why now. She's going for another. This surely will put Brooke Danger to sleep. A third knee to the jaw from Vikki Valentine. And Vikki Valentine is going to face Laura Stables at the pay-per-view. Brooke Danger tastes her first bit of defeat here tonight. And what a start to the show. An incredible win for Vikki Valentine. And finally, she gets her shot at the Fight Night Women's Championship. And look at her face, she can't believe it. In absolute delight. Months and months of trying, she's finally done it, and she conquered Brooke Danger. Of all people to do it as well. Huge win for Vikki Valentine. You can tell that she needed that. And at final countdown, she will be the one stepping up to face for the Fight Night Women's Championship. Well, Laura Stables, I hope she's been watching. She's already lost to Vikki once this month, and it's not careful. But we'll have to see how things progress there. But tomorrow night, these two will lock up for the Fight Night Women's Championship. Who'll get the job done? We'll have to find out at the night. But it's time to move on down the rest of the card. Huge win tonight for Vikki Valentine. Next up tonight is some final preparations for this man who has won himself a shot against Jake Griffiths at Final Countdown for the Cruiserweight Championship this Sunday, in what you know is going to be one hell of a classic. A man who has turned his career around after a huge string of victories, and the ultimate one has finally found something that's working for him, finally found a recipe for success, and now tonight he gets his final warm-up to continue his streak coming in to Final Countdown, where he will finally get his chance to emerge as a champion, And the ultimate PJ McNair rises from the ground. And he has been in phenomenal form, almost untouchable. No one's even been able to step in the ring and survive the ultimate PJ McNair. And PJ McNair now looking to... Oh, look at this! From the darkness! Oh, no, he misses with the chair shot. Well sidestepped by the ultimate one. And again! And look at that! Even attacking him from behind. And still the ultimate one gets the upper hand. And look at this. Is he daring him to the ring? PJ McNair wants him in the ring. And it looks like he wants to taste of him before tomorrow, when the Cruiserweight Championship's on the line. Jake Griffiths tried to get the jump on him, tried to take him out before tomorrow, but it looks like PJ McNair was just once again too hard to keep down. He wasn't even touched. Jake Griffiths couldn't even come close. Misses 2 share shots, and he wasn't even looking the first time. He turns around at the perfect time. It's almost as if he knew he was going to do it. But Jake Griffiths cares for it not at all. Whether he be the ultimate or not, he's still going to treat him like every other cruiserweight that he's faced, as the #1 enemy. And right now, just taking him out and knocking him out with an elbow. Jake Griffiths sends a message before tomorrow's pay-per-view. Well, next up tonight, we get to see once again the television champion in action, despite what has been, well, it's not even probably, it is by far the worst month of his wrestling career. The horns of war sound once again as Big Willie takes to the stage for the final time before defending his title again against the man he took it back from, as he takes on JW Cashman one more time. And Cashman, after weeks of beatdowns, after weeks of mind games, has finally caused Big Willie the slip. Hasn't won in about 3 weeks. He has been in the worst form of his life, losing to some of the names that he's used to losing to as well, such as Wilson Woodward and Soulman Akira, just to name 2 of them. And that's just really showing how badly Cashman has actually got in his head right now. Cashman hasn't even competed this month, but yet you've got to believe that he's coming in better shape into this pay-per-view than he is. And that's not something that is said very often about the television champion. So tonight, he has one last chance for redemption in this matchup. And who is he going up against? Who is the general manager giving? Remember, non-title action for this month. Oh, and he's giving him his brother, the chairman of the general manager, Blake Austin. Ryan Austin steps into the ring tonight. And Big Willie and Ryan Austin have faced each other on many occasions, and sometimes Ryan's walked out the winner, which he has done, and sometimes Ryan has refused to lose. But there's a true fact that Big Willie has never actually pinned Ryan Austin. Ryan Austin has only ever lost to Big Willie by leaving the ring or disqualifying himself, which he has done both of, and also has beaten him on the times other than that. So Ryan Austin with a pretty proud bit of history against Big Willie, but at the same time, an L's an L, and he can't afford to take another one here tonight as we get closer to Insomnia, who will Big Willie sliding away there, but here we go. Big Willie would love to end that unpinned streak on Ryan Austin here tonight. He desperately needs this victory, but it's been on the worst form of his life. Starting off with the attack from JW Cashman a few weeks ago, then of course losing to Soulman Akira, where then Cashman came out and laughed at him. Then last week, losing to Wilson Woodward. It's been a horrible couple of weeks in the build-up to this final countdown, and he can't afford to let that happen, especially with Insomnia right around the corner. Could you imagine Big Willie losing tomorrow night, not having a rematch clause? Big Willie might not even be at Insomnia. And after the year he's had, after being the greatest champion that we have seen in this series so far, bar none, he is the most time television champion, the longest reigning television champion. He's not even longest reigning television champion, he is the longest reigning champion by an absolute mile. And that is not just of the television championship, that is of any championship. He has been by far one of the most successful superstars in the entire brand, but he's also one of the most loved ones. The big man from Scotland treats you well, but as soon as you step in the ring, that's it. You're dead, usually. But it hasn't been the case over the last couple of weeks, as Ryan's proven right here to start this one off. Then again, Ryan has been up there with the best as well, of course. Made it to the first World Heavyweight Championship Tournament final, where unfortunately he lost to Original Brad. Never really recovered from that loss. And since then, he's been trying to work his way into things. He was part, of course, he made history as the first person ever to be eliminated in the Royal Rumble. He was eliminated by the Linebacks, as was his brother Harry Austin just moments after that. And the Austin family making history all around in that Rumble, but for the wrong reasons. Harry was the first person to enter the Rumble of any Royal Rumble. And as for Ryan, he was the first man to ever be eliminated. And now look at this, really bringing it to Big Willie. Ryan, though, a very smart fighter, very aggressive, and of course he has that nasty little punt kick where he has brought victims to his knees before, and I'm sure he'll be looking to do the same again to Big Willie here tonight. And for Big Willie, what do all these losses mean? I mean, he's been in great form this whole year. He can't afford to start slipping now, right with Insomnia around the corner. And so, if he does retain tomorrow night, what does it mean for the rest of these guys who have beaten him? Because they've all beaten him, and yet he's still going to be champion. But then again, as Big Willie constantly says, he'd love to see any of these guys try and beat him in a title match, because no one has been able to do that. The only man who's done that, his opponent this weekend at Final Countdown, that being JW Cashman. And JW Cashman, of course, didn't even pin him to get that result. Oh, look at that. Ryan was thinking for a bicycle kick, couldn't connect. And now Big Willie with a window of opportunity now to try and maybe wrap this one up. He's been under heavy fire from Ryan Austin so far. Beautiful move there, and straight into the cover he goes. Only going to get the one. And now lining up for that massive running knee. The beast from Scotland ready to line up. There's the knee. He connects perfectly to the head of Ryan Austin. And now Ryan under pressure. A big sequence of moves coming at him here, and now he's struggling as Big Willie wears him down a bit more. We know that running powerbomb is coming, but can Ryan find an answer to it? Ryan is in serious jeopardy of having his unpinned streak against Big Willie coming to an end right now. Big Willie continuing to stay in control, not letting Ryan get the control. He desperately needs this win before the pay-per-view on Sunday. Looking for the running powerbomb. Can he get him? Yes, he can! Running powerbomb to Ryan Austin. And drags him to the middle of the ring, into the cover. Is that enough? Has he finally pinned Ryan Austin? Yes, he has. Big Willie gets one last huge victory just before the pay-per-view. And he desperately needed that one, you feel, to get the momentum back up in his favour. Oh, wait a minute, look at this, Cashman! Cashman from behind, continuing his streak of ambushes. Oh, wait a minute, what the hell? He's just lowered a cage. Where did that come from? Well, clearly this was preset. Clearly this was a premeditated attack. And a steel cage has just been lowered here in the ring. Cashman now, just realising he's made a mistake. He's locked himself in there with Big Willie. Oh, but a low blow keeps him in control. Look at this. This is chaos between these two. And Cashman doing whatever it takes to keep down the big man. And he just takes out Big Willie by lowering a cage. What an amazing strategy. We've never seen anything like that from JW Cashman, or from anyone. What an amazing strategy from JW Cashman. And Big Willie, you can see, feeling the effects after months of being beaten down by Cashman. But the question still remains, will Cashman be able to take this momentum with him to the pay-per-view and capture the championship for a second time? Or will Big Willie finally be free of JW Cashman? I don't know which way it's going to go. What a matchup it's looking to be, though, at Final Countdown. Let's move on down the rest of the card. This week on Mayhem, Blake Austin announced that John Cutter is being sent back to prison. And as much as he is a lunatic, and that's where he deserves to be, I was kind of hoping that we could settle this at Final Countdown. That isn't going to happen now. And although I feel safe again, knowing that I won't be jumped jumped week in and week out. I didn't want it to go down like this. If anyone is going to get John Cutter out of WIW, then it is going to be me. And it will be me. So, John Cutter, I want one last match with you. But I don't want it at Final Countdown. I want you at Insomnia. If this is going to be your last match, then I want to send you home on a stretcher on the grandest stage of them all. John, you have been a pain in my side for months now, and I am sick in living in fear of competing because I know that you're waiting for me every single week. I've beat you once before, and that's what started all this, and I will do the same at Insomnia. So Blake, you better get this match official after neglecting to help me for all these weeks. I hope to be hearing from you soon, John. And when I do, I'm putting you back in prison. But not in cuffs, in a full body cast. Next up tonight, a one-on-one classic between one half of the Chaos Twins and one half of the tag team champions, the Wolfpack. They will collide in this ring, of course. Well, not this ring. In the ring tomorrow night when they face off at Final Countdown for that thing that David's holding right there. The Fight Night tag team champion, and the first man down to the ring is David. One of the most accomplished tag team competitors we've ever had. Has won the tag team titles with Steven, but he's also won it with Alex. But it'll be Steven that he'll be teaming with at Final Countdown against the Chaos Twins, of course. Very similar to when he faced the Chaos Twins at Final Conflict and at Mindgame. He is very familiar with them. He is very familiar with the team that they're going up against. But as are Jason and Tyler, who have got the better of them once before, and now they'll be hoping that they can do the same again. But for David and Steve, these two are experienced tag team. They know each other very well. They know what it takes to get the job done. And so, they'll be hoping to do that. But David, the powerhouse of the Wolfpack, will be hoping to get some early blows in before the pay-per-view tomorrow night. Up against the team who have held, the only other team who have held the Fight Night tag team titles before. A team who will do whatever it takes to win, and they've proven that on many occasions. It is Jason and Tyler, the Chaos Twins. More specifically tonight, Jason Chaos, who will be stepping into in-ring action on his own. Jason Chaos stepping up to take on David. Very, very brave of him, because David not exactly a lightweight. If you'll notice, David's unbandaged for the first time. Clearly not feeling the lingering effects anymore. And he's ready to step in to the ring at full fitness at Final Countdown. For Jason and Tyler, it's been a while since we've seen them in the ring, but they've been resting, they've been preserving. Remember, last time out, they won with with a lot of ease against the potential #1 contender opponents in Carter James and KO Oxley. And as we've seen in the past, Oxley and James, not an easy team to keep down, but Jason and Tyler made quick work of them, that was for sure. So Jason Chaos getting some early strikes in here, and Jason and Tyler, the twins from South Africa, had so much momentum coming into WIW. They had a great display early on, and like I say, that's what helped them to get into the general manager's eye, and that's why eventually the general manager helped them to capture the tag team titles by giving them their shot back. If you'll remember, the first time these two were scheduled to collide, the match was interrupted by Kazarian Zander and Patrick Green of the Linebacks, who of course were preparing for Wolfpack versus Linebacks #2 that would happen at that pay-per-view. The Wolfpack were able to pick up the victory on that night, but the general manager said, since you guys had already been taken out by the Wolfpack, since the Chaos Twins got taken out by the Linebacks, it's only fair that they got their rematch in a match where the Wolfpack got taken out by the Linebacks. And for some people, they'll say it's just desserts. But of course, the Wolfpack, who claim they had nothing to do with their ambush, will claim that they were absolutely robbed that night of their tag team titles, and their perfect tag team title reign was ruined. They managed to capture it back, though, from the Chaos Twins the following week on the show when they cashed in their rematch clause, which then led to the Four Corners tag team match at the pay-per-view, where Jason and Tyler unfortunately for them, were eliminated pretty easily. Jason, I believe actually, funny enough, I think it was Jason and David that were eliminated first. They got eliminated together, if I recall correctly, in the double count out at the beginning of the match. That's quite funny, actually. Maybe that's why these two have decided to step up for their teams tonight. They heard that the other was going to be in there. They want a little bit of revenge for Final Conflict. And so another chapter continues between these two teams, who are very evenly matched at times, but then other times it's been a one-team display. Oh my god, did you see David's eyes? That was terrifying. That was absolutely terrifying. But Jason Chaos trying to stay in control of David right now. David very much proven to be a very effective tag team guy, but struggling right now in the one-on-one action. Although he's proven he can be a number one one-on-one guy. He's done it many times in the past. And now look at this, just flipping him over again there. Very nicely done by Jason Chaos, who's now going to the top. Might be ready to finish this one off. Jason Chaos looking to fly. What's he thinking? Oh, went for a 450. Couldn't connect. And David able to sidestep. And a good thing he did. That could have been costly. That could be the end right there. Jason able to evade. And David trying to fight back now. But Jason has been in complete control. And he's not going to let the grip go that easy. Into the cover of the Samoan driver in the middle of the ring. That's only going to get a 1. So another chapter between the Chaos Twins and the Wolfpack. Two very dominant teams here in WIW. And of course, coming in to the pay-per-view that is Insomnia, the greatest one of all. One of these two teams get to be the tag team champions coming into it. And only one of them will walk out with it, maybe. One of them might not even make it to Insomnia, because of course if Jason and Tyler don't win, they've got no other stake to the tag team titles. So they may not even get a shot. David begging him back to his feet here. What's David thinking? I know what he's going for here, and a massive strike across the jaw. Very nicely done there by David. And now lifting him up here, David. What's he thinking? Oh, look at this. Swings him round. Oh, and his head hits the ringside area. David showing why he is the true powerhouse for the Wolfpack. Such a dominant fighter. Very powerful. And that is why they've led them to so much success. Even when the Wolfpack held none of the world titles, David was able to hold down the fort. Maybe not with Steve all the time, but he managed to do it. And he has been the rock of the tag team for a long time. Everybody else has been out of commission, out injured. But David, of all of the big three, has been the only sole survivor of the team. Has never been kept out on a permanent injury. He's had some bumps and grinds over the last couple of weeks. But he's proving that it takes more than... It takes near enough a missile to keep this guy down. And now, ready to put away Jason Chaos. Looking for the package pile driver. And in great position as well. Nowhere near the ropes. Drills his head right into the apron. And into the cover here on Jason Chaos. That could be enough to get the job done. And it is. So powerful, so strong. And David Lees gets the job done again. Giving the Wolfpack the edge right before the pay-per-view. And he celebrates with his hands in the air. A huge, huge victory. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this, Jason. Jason from behind. Look at it, trying to ambush him. No, David saw it coming. And now these two squaring up on the ring. And David cleans house. Not the Chaos Twins night, but they'll be hoping for better fortune tomorrow night. David sending the warning, delivering the win for the Wolfpack. And for Jason and Tyler, it's back to the drawing board, but they've got to prepare for tomorrow night when the tag team titles are back on the line at Final Countdown. Who will walk out the winner? I'm not sure. It's one hell of a contest either way. They've both done it before. Who will be able to do it again right before Insomnia? Let's move on down the rest of the card. Main event of the evening then, and we've already seen this as a tag team match, I believe. I don't think it was a tornado tag. I think it was just a tag match, but it's now turned into a fatal four-way between all four of the big talking points for the pay-per-view, and the first man coming down to the ring, the ace, the first ever Royal Rumble winner, Peter Bolton, who has been in dreadful form coming into this pay-per-view, but he has called out King Sam for a match at Final Countdown. He wants to prove that he can be up there with the best. He wants to prove he can be a main eventer, and he wants to prove that he is worthy of main eventing the first ever Insomnia. He'll also be squaring off in the ring tonight with King Sam, but as well as the two men that stand to face Peter Bolton at the main event of Insomnia. So Peter Bolton not only got to worry about himself at the pay-per-view, he's got to worry about whichever champion manages to walk out on top at the pay-per-view of Final Countdown's main event. And now he's got to worry about not only himself, and last time at least he had Max in his corner. Tonight Max is stepping in the ring to face him as well. Only one man can walk out the winner tonight, one fall to the finish. But there is technically two Wolfpack members inside that ring, so you got to say the disadvantage is that Max and Peter, but at the same time they've worked together in the past to overcome the Wolfpack. If they can work together tonight, maybe one of them can walk out with the victory that they desperately need. But again, at the same time, you can't trust one another because you know, especially in Max Danger's case, should Max Danger beat Alex Wilson at Final Countdown this weekend, then they will face each other at the main event of Insomnia. Well, I'm not sure what's going to happen at Insomnia, but right now I'm looking forward to this match. This is going to be one hell of a main event. We saw them at Sudden Death, and it truly was, in my opinion, the best singles match that we have ever seen in this series. And I'm expecting no less for their second time around, but a classic. And Max Danger ready to continue his family's legacy by becoming a two-time World Heavyweight Champion. And he can't afford to miss out on Insomnia, that is for sure. And now, making their separate ways down to the ring, 2/4 of the Wolfpack, half of the Wolfpack making their way down, and the first man is a man who has made it clear already tonight he's not a happy man. His dream match at Insomnia, the chance he finally got to deal with the general manager and finally step up to him and, you know, put the threat of him away at the very least, I guess. That was a weird way of putting it, but you know what I meant. And unfortunately, the general manager pulled out after these two could not agree to terms. King Sam isn't looking for a match that's just 1, 2, 3. King Sam's looking for a war, as he put it. He's looking to destroy the general manager. But he has made a promise, a vow, that this match will happen and that he will not disappoint the fans and that King Sam and Blake Austin will square off at Insomnia. He personally guarantees it. We'll have to wait and see if he gets there, but he's got to concentrate on Peter Bolton because, yes, Bolton's been in bad form, but we know that Bolton can fight. He's proven it before. Peter Bolton, remember, of course, the Royal Rumble winner of all things. But he has to prove at this pay-per-view, he has to find a way to conquer King Sam. So far, since his return, no one's been able to do it. But tonight is his best chance to do just that before the pay-per-view, and then at the pay-per-view, if he could do it, what a momentous occasion that would be. Final man into the ring, who the general manager has referred to on more than one occasion as the new King Sam. It is the World Heavyweight Champion of the current day, Alex Wilson. And of course, the attention hasn't really been on him for this month. It's been on the return of his leader, King Sam, but King Sam, of course, is fully aware that he is the World Heavyweight Champion. And remember, he revoked his right to have a rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship, so he's voluntarily letting Alex Wilson hold on to the title, which means clearly clearly he has faith in his prodigy. Remember, King Sam handpicked him to be in the Road to Glory tournament. And although it didn't go well, he also handpicked him to replace Steven for the tag team title rematch. And he's also put his faith in him now to be the World Heavyweight Champion and to main event the first ever Insomnia. What a story that would be for that man who didn't win the Road to Glory and was tied most popular vote. Couldn't get himself a contract, but yet finds a way to main event Insomnia. Bell rings and away we go. And straight away, the two matchups we're going to see at the pay-per-view lock into combat. King Sam working away on Peter Bolton again, and Alex Wilson working away on Max Danger. And remember, Peter Bolton would love to get a win over King Sam here tonight. Remember, last time these two stepped into the ring was the tag match where Peter Bolton and Max Danger squared off against King Sam and Alex Wilson. And it ended, of course, in the cross-face chicken wing with Peter Bolton tapping out to King Sam, and I'm sure that might have been what sparked it. But Peter Bolton's being smart. He thinks that not a lot of people believe he's worthy of main eventing Insomnia. He believes that not a lot of people believe that he can do what he has to do, and that he has what it takes to walk out the winner. Oh, look at that massive powerbomb there by King Sam. And look at this, just going to let the submission happen on the other side. And no surprise to see the Wolfpack have worked together here early on to take out Peter and Alex. Now what's Max thinking? Now what's King Sam thinking? A massive knee flying over the German suplex that was going on from Max. And now King Sam going to go for Max. Not going for Alex. But remember, this is only a fatal 4-way. One fall to the finish. Look at that! Beautiful double knee from the Wolfpack. Oh, and now this was inevitable. They knew they were going to have to collide tonight. And King Sam lays the first strike down in the corner. And now brushing the boot off. Oh, look at this. Peter Bolton now from behind. Oh, he couldn't stop him. Oh, and a massive running boot there by King Sam. And now Peter Bolton explodes back into the ring and takes down King. Takes down the King. And now Max Danger back in the ring, and they're all going for King Sam now. But Bolton dealing with the threat for now and continues to wear him down on the inside. Meanwhile, Max Danger returns to deal with Alex Wilson. These two, as we saw, went for a war last time out, and I can't wait to see these two again as they actually will main event the pay-per-view. They had to share the main event with the Royal Rumble, and to some extent that might have overshadowed how good their match really was. But in my eyes, it didn't. It was by far the best match that we have seen, and I can't wait to see these two collide again tomorrow at Final Countdown pay-per-view. And now King Sam has got him in a good position here, looking for an air raid siren. Oh, and a very nice neck breaker there. And remember, one fall to the finish, but it has to be inside the rings. The only rule, no countouts or disqualifications. So King Sam has the advantage while keeping him inside that ring, has to be said. Now in the corner, Bolton has to escape there, and he does. And now Bolton, look at this, Spinebuster! Spinebuster by the Ace! Oh, Max Danger going into the cover, and Alex and Peter Bolton not letting that happen. He's only finally just got control. And now look at this. Peter Bolton, the Ace. Oh, look at this. He's got him. Hooks him. Looking for the Ace in the hole to put away the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Ace in the hole. And straight into the cover. King Sam too busy worrying about Alex Wilson. Oh, and it gets a 2 count. I think King Sam thought that was a 2 count for him. The Wolfpack members having to collide here is other priority. Oh, look at this. King Sam, though, trying to get still the cheap one here on the roll-up. And I guess trying not to cause too much harm to his opponent if he can. Oh, look at this. And now King Sam working with Max Danger in the double team. Look at this. What a beautiful combination of strikes there between the two. And King Sam helping Max Danger out there, but not letting him land the super kick. Saves his partner there from further struggle. Oh, but look at this. Alex Wilson's not happy. Not happy with his leader, King Sam, for what they just did. Trying to line up for the super kick in the corner. Sam doesn't let him. These two can't afford to lose sight of the concentration on what's about to happen in the middle of that ring. Oh, and now King Sam. Oh, no. Crossface chicken wing. And Max Danger's not in the ring. He hasn't seen it. Alex Wilson's been locked on. And Alex asked for it. He picked a fight that maybe he wasn't ready for. And King Sam walks out with the win. And look at Sam's face. He's hesitant to celebrate. He didn't enjoy that one bit. He didn't want to have to take out his prodigy. But he tried to take him out with a super kick and he couldn't. Poor Peter Bolton, you feel almost the unsung hero here. Almost got the job done, but unfortunately King Sam gets it done. And King Sam tried to show him mercy, just get the roll up and get him out of here. But as he went for the corner super kick, he fought his way out. And that led to this. The crossface chicken wing to his own prodigy. And as usual, everybody taps. And I'm not sure if that's how King Sam wanted to go, but he gets the win and he needed that win. Coming up to Peter Bolton. Continues his unbeaten run on his return to in-ring action. And the Ace has got one hell of a task at that pay-per-view and he knows it. And for poor Alex Wilson, the World Heavyweight Champion, I'm not sure if that's going to give him the confidence boost that he needed. But for King Sam, he had to get that win. And Alex Wilson just happened to be in the way. And as usual, everybody taps. That's going to wrap up the Go Home show for the Final Countdown pay-per-view. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show. And I will catch you guys at Final Countdown. Peace.